Welcome to Julie the Thrifty Designer, and we're going to be talking about the Ghost of Christmas Past and the different things that she showed Scrooge. So stay tuned and see the rest of the story. Let's start with Scrooge as a young boy. He was sent to the private schools because when his mother died, his father wanted nothing to do with him. He blamed poor little Scrooge for what happened to his mother. So here Scrooge is in the school, sitting all by himself on Christmas, just reading his books, like Moby Dick, and maybe some old ones like some of these. These are all antique books. And there's a Pooh Bear, which I don't think Pooh was around at that time, but that's okay. It's still an old book representing the books that Scrooge may have read when he was a young boy sitting by his desk. Then, as you can see, I'm still using my mother's school bell. It's still out. I've used that for every season now of the holidays, and it works because of the school bell of the school. Then I just simply have a beautiful little lantern here with a light on it. And it's not lit right now because it's on a timer. It'll be on tonight. But I thought, well, this right here could represent all the other children playing and stuff when they were at school. Or maybe even Scrooge and his sister Fran. And when she came to say, I'm taking you home. Heaven is so much better now. And maybe there was a couple of years of where they were having a good time before he totally grew up. But this was his past. He spent his time in the reform school reading his books all alone until his sister finally was able to rescue him. I think it tells a story of loneliness, yet maybe a hint of hope. Now below, down here, I really don't have anything to do with Charles Dickens other than just the period looking. It's just some of that beautiful foliage with the berries and just some fruit and just made to look nice. And then, of course, the little drummer boy. I found him at the thrift store, and, well, I just had to use him. He's perfect. And then maybe some little children anticipating Father Christmas coming. That could even, well, at this time frame, it wouldn't have been Bob Cratchit, but, it could have been his hopes and dreams that Scrooge maybe once had before his mother died. But I just think that's really a very pretty scene. It just adds to the sparkle of Christmas. And next to it, I just simply have a lit up poinsettia that is very, very pretty, that I did get at the thrift store, and I see I need to remove the tag. And above where he's at school, I just simply have my mirror, and I put some greenery right above it. And that is very pretty, and I put the lanterns, so that's how they would light up their space. And then above my windows, which I didn't show, I don't think, how I have just put greenery and bows. And the same with above my front door. I have beautiful greenery. I don't have it lit up at the moment. And on the door, I simply have a beautiful wreath. All right, I turned on the lights so you could see it a little bit better. It's very, very pretty. How I have by the door fixed up. Why, it's old Fezziwig, said Scrooge when he was being shown his past by the ghost of Christmas past. So we have carolers singing out on the streets and attending Fezziwig's party. We're dancing and having a great time. So here is Mr. Fezziwig and Mrs. Fezziwig. And here's Dick Wilkins that Scrooge had fun working with. So here's what Fezziwig says. "Yo-ho, my boys," said Fezziwig. "No more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve." And so they closed up the shop, and in came the food and all the people, and they started having the best Christmas party. And there was dancing and food and all kinds of laughter. Lots and lots of fun. Then I have this beautiful picture of Santa looking over the nativity scene. Found it at the thrift store. I know Hobby Lobby's had it a couple of 3 years ago. I don't know how many years ago it was. It was just quite a few. And they had it for like $149. I got it at the thrift store for $15.99. It wasn't on clearance. It wasn't on half price. So I thought I better get it anyway. That's still worth it. So anyway, isn't that picture absolutely gorgeous? It is among my favorites now. But I had to show you the Fezziwig story. And of course, Fezziwig touched Scrooge's heart. By this point, he was starting to see the errors of his way, but didn't want to admit it. So he was still kind of humbugging on stuff. But like, don't you realize Fezziwig had the way to make our hearts light or heavy? And then he had a sense of remorse that he was not that way for Bob Cratchit. So what I've done is just simply put all my dolls that I've collected, all of them from the thrift store. Most were somewhere between 99 cents and $2. And I have just simply added Christmas lights and all kinds of beautiful greenery around them. So there's people singing and dancing and everyone just having a grand old time at Fezziwig's party. Then the ghost continues. And at that party, Scrooge had met Belle, the love of his life. And they were engaged to be married. But this scene is the sad scene. This is where she says, "Ebenezer, I release you with a full heart, for the love of him you once were. May you be happy in the life you have chosen." And old Scrooge had wanted money more than he wanted the love of his life. He realizes later that she really was his love. And now it's too late. So I just simply have a beautiful lantern where I used one of those plug-in lights. I just sit them in there. They don't sit quite the way I want them to, but they work. And they light it up and make you feel like you have lamplight. And then this is my topiary that's always in this corner. And it's just green. And you saw me how I made it from Thanksgiving, Halloween, and just fall look. Well, I took all of that off and I kept it simple. I added a red bow and just lots of red berries. And that is really all that I had done. I think it's simple and yet very elegant. And it just says, "Merry Christmas." So Scrooge is broken-hearted, but he got over it quickly and just loved his money. Which then we know Scrooge met up with Marley, and they from there created the office of Scrooge and Marley, where they went around basically swindling everyone out of their money. And we will find the rest of the story on my full tour come, I think, Monday. So stay tuned for that. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for watching my videos. I hope that you have really enjoyed this year's Christmas theme. I know I certainly have. It has been so much fun to me to see the story of Scrooge come to life with all the different ghosts and all that you see. I think it really works out beautifully. You can see my tablescape, how it is with the setting around it. I think it's very, very pretty. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for watching, and you take care, and God bless, and Merry Christmas, and Happy decorating, till we see each other again very soon. You take care.